Balls. On YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, welcoming you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is lucky day number 13, and we're taking a look at the deck around the Wicked Gods. That's right, the Avatar, the Eraser, the Dreadroot. We're summoning them all out today. That's the name of the day's plan. Just get lots of monsters on the board, tribute out these boys, hit my opponent really hard. It's refreshingly straightforward, and I love every bit of it. So we got ourselves our deck here today, thanks to Mr. Spicy Boy, who asked us to take a look at the Wicked Gods, and I am here to deliver. So we're going to be going into EDO Pro, that Wild West Yu-Gi-Oh! Going to show off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's. We'll have ourselves a good old time. So of course, as always, if you want to know the whole deck we got, it's at the end as always. We're going to be showing off some duels, and then we'll go for the whole list. And before all that, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing if you're new, because we're still reaching ever upward to 1,000 subs. So, you know, give it a thought as we sit back, relax, and have ourselves a good old time bringing out the balls. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent of the day in another card game. We like to go first with this deck when possible, because it's just better in a lot of respects, especially with the Wicked Avatar, seeing as it locks your opponent out of their spells. But we at least start off with one of the Wicked Gods. And we got Tribute Engine, and I've got the Bound of the Bound Creator to protect my boys. So, all in all, pretty dang good. Alright, so what are we up against? Ah, my old pal. It is time for the Dark Sanctuary, plus other things like Tour Guide of the Underworld. Okay, Tour Guide's cool. Sanctuary's cool. I always like decks like these where, you know, people are just trying to make the Destiny board. I can't talk today. Must be that day 13 madness. Either way, so we're up against good old Dark Sanctuary. Yeah, Doomdog is going to get my opponent that Necrophear they want. Remind me, Beat Comp. Tribute a monster, trying to face up to protect the Sanctuary. Smart. He needs that to live. Granted, I have ways to get rid of it anyway, but they don't know that yet. They don't know that just yet, but my goodness, my man's getting out both Necrophears on turn one. That's pretty impressive, too. That is pretty impressive, I will admit. But neither of these is a quickie that I recall. So I think we're okay. Man, is this... Did he get D-board too? That's crazy. That is a crazy good hand. Alright, but we're going to start with our Horus boys. Go ahead and discard these two, so we can get ourselves one of our sarcophagi. I swear this is not the whole part of the strategy, I swear. I know people see just, oh, we're playing Horus. Listen, the best part of using a meta archetype is when you use them for silly things. Like when you use Cashier to summon out number 7. It's hilarious. Alright, so we'll go ahead and use our Pharaonic Sarko. We'll ditch the Ghost. The Ghost is really good for searching out, like, any of our gods. This is what we need to happen at some point, but right now we're good. So we're going to go ahead and ditch. Yeah, the dangers are like our secondary draw engine. Draws, summons, all the works. But right now, it's going to be all about the Horuses, just because that's, like, how it turned out. We're going to get all of our Horus boys on the board, as they say. And then we're going to go for the Dreadroot. Now, the Dreadroot is an interesting thing in this deck. Basically, when you have the Dreadroot, every monster on the board has its attack and defense halved, which might seem counterproductive when we're playing the Horuses, but considering that Sarko is a thing, and considering that Duamfe gets attack anyway, it doesn't really matter too much. So we'll summon out Imseti in attack mode, because he's going to get to live. And we're going to activate the Mound of the Bound Creator, which prevents my opponent from targeting my big boys. So now let's go ahead, tribute these three off. Abba Bajumba. It is the Wicked Dreadroot. Now I need to remember myself the effects of these things. Target 3 banish monsters. This card, destroyed by a monster, send this turn. Send this card, destroy cards, opponent controls, other number face up spell traps, you control different names. Okay, so we'll leave No, wait. This has to be... it has to be destroyed by an opponent's... Okay. This target face-up monster. Equip this card to the... Okay. I think I'm good here. So let's go ahead and have Ep13 attack Necrofear. And if this attack goes through, we'll use the Sarco here. That way this will get sent to the grave without being destroyed. We don't want to destroy the Dark Necrofear because bad things will happen. We'll attack with the Dark Dreadroot into the Necrofear. They can't target me. Ow, that hurt my feelings. All right, that's okay. I don't need to attack directly right now. We'll say that for next turn. But yeah, basically, he can't target me because I've got my Out of the Back Raider. I can't be targeted, and that's important because I don't want him to steal Dark Necrofear. Oh, you're deck fitting. Okay, I thought for sure he had D-board already. Considering how like great this guy's opening hand was, I was so certain that's what it was going to be. Well, that's okay. You're going to attack me, huh? Okay, you're trying to steal my Wicked Dreadroot. Well, unfortunately, sir, that's not going to work. One, you're going to take some damage. And yeah, you are going to steal my Imseti, which makes me upsetty. But that's okay. It's okay. Imseti will be back later. Trust me. My boy will return. Because luckily, the sarcophagus doesn't work both ways. That would be awful. Let me think. Target face-up card, opponent controls destroyed. I think so. Let's use Danger Bigfoot. Bigfoot to the rescue. You know, Imseti got abducted by this creepy doll thing, and Bigfoot's like, I'm here to save you, brother. Oh, hold on. Another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect. Well, this card's in the... Wait, what? That triggers Imseti? I didn't know that. How does that trigger Imseti? Huh. That's a weird ruling right there. I did not know that was going to happen. I swear I did not know that was going to happen. All right. Well, that works for me. And my opponent, well, they surrender. Probably smart because I was going to start running them over. But that's picture perfect. What we want this deck to do is just get out our tributes, whatever we need to do, whether it's the Dangers, the Horuses, the Egyptian God Slime, whole lot of different things to tribute them out. And then we just go, whichever Wicked God we go for, we just go around him, okay? Whether it's the Eraser, the Avatar, who cares? It doesn't matter whichever one we go into. So, good for duel number 1. Let's go ahead with duel number 2. Show more what this deck can do. See what other Wicked Gods we can get. I really want to see the Avatar. He's my favorite. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Let's see where we get. Don't get to pick, but that's okay. What do we have for a hand is more important. Okay, we're going for the Wicked Eraser this time. That's good. That's why we have, like, multiples of each of the Wicked Gods. I want to try and go for each of them. That's, like, the big thing. What are we up against? Primite Lordly Load. A very funny name for a card, but there you go. That's the Primites. Let's see. Tribute this card to a normal monster return to the graveyard. Normal monster on the field or in the graveyard. Do stuff. Cool. The whole idea of Primates is, like, they're normal monster focused. They're just trying to bring out normie monsters. And that is a counter trap that stops me. Ooh, Genex. Is this that? No, this can't be Genex with Primites in. Maybe it is. Possibly. Maybe. Hard to say, but it could be. That's the cool thing about Genex. Is that they take... Originally, they were completely nothings. But then they got all their support. And they can certainly go for some combos. Although this does not appear to be... what do you call them? This is not Genex, I don't think. This is something elf. This is something very much different. Let's see. Monster pit ability. Let's see. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Let's start off with Danger Nessie and see if we can bait this out. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. Alright, so we'll get out Danger Nessie. Ooh, that'll work just fine. Actually, we can really bait this guy out with this. Alright, so we're against some form of Primites to do some negates and things as they do. I'm a little concerned why he didn't stop that, but maybe he just doesn't want to, or maybe he couldn't. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and set a card. Set a card, any card. And let's go for Danger Tsuchinoko. You know, the Dangers might not be the best draw or like the tribute engine in the deck, but they still put up some dang good work. They've some good boys. That they are. Alright, so let's go for Jackalope. bring back out. Doesn't really matter who, but I like Bigfoot. Bigfoot's cool. Bigfoot is a cool dude. Alright, and then lastly, we'll go for Chupacabra, who, regardless of what I hit, will get me another guy on board. Alright, ooh, the Guardian Slime, too. Perfect. Oh, if only I had one of the Wicked Gods right now. That's like my whole shtick. Well, unfortunately, this is definitely going to be a duel where I don't focus on the Wicked Gods, unfortunately. I really want to, because that's the whole point of the deck. But considering what we have right now, I think we had to focus on like what we have on the table. So we'll bring back Happy. I'm not going to put these in attack mode because it's not the point of the deck. I'll put it in SETI though. Happy's just here as insurance, and my opponent surrenders. Well, that's an unfortunate thing. I don't want to win the duels today because of like horse and stuff. I want to win because of Wicked Gods. That's the whole point of the deck. So while we did win, it's not a duel I'm satisfied with, but we'll put in another duel today. I think we'll have time for 4 duels today. We'll see how it goes. But let's go for duel numero Trey, the good old fighting third, and see what comes up. Alrighty, everybody, the third opponent of fighting third, as we call it. Let's get right into it and see what happens. Okay. Could be a lot of different things. Alright, what do we have for... Okay, once again, the Wicked Dreadroots here. I like to focus on the... Originally, I was thinking just to do, like, Avatar Turbo. Which, honestly, the thing about the Wicked Gods, each of them has their own strategy. Each of them has their own unique purpose. So, theoretically, you could run each of them as their own, thing. Now, today was just about getting out, like, as many of, like, all of them as possible. But we're seeing Dreadroot a lot. I don't know why, but we are. But it's okay. It's okay if we see a lot of the Dreadroot. It's totally fine. So we're up against White Forest. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Yeah, I did also consider just like Wicked Avatar Turbo for today. Because he is one of the strong... he is pretty much the strongest of the Wicked Avatars. Because when he's Tribute Summoned, he stops all spell traps for 2 whole turns. And he literally gets stronger than every other monster on the board. He's always 100 attack points stronger than the biggest attack on the board. Your board, opponent's board, doesn't matter. So... If I was just going to make a deck around one of them, I would say him. But they can all be put into stuff. Wicked Eraser is actually a pretty decent tech card in, like, what do you call them? Fire Kings. Pretty sure I made a deck like that, like, years and years ago. I call it the Dark God of Fire or something like that. So, it's a thing. The Dreadroot's just like, he's just a big beat stick. Kind of like how Obelisk is a big beat stick. But Wicked Dreadroot just makes sure with his effect that he is the big beat stick. Anyway, okay, so these are the, what do you call, the Azaminas with the White Force. I think there's like a lore thing between these two. Yeah, definitely a lore thing between these two. So far, I mean, he's got out the Roselia. This lets him synchro on my turn or something, right? No. It's a tuner. There's another card they get that lets him synchro on my turn. Azamina move. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce your name. Alright. This card summon adds another Azamina Central Spoils card. Neato. Got 2 level 6s. Gonna overlay that for some kind of Xyz or something? Probably not. Probably not, but as it stands, I'm really just watching what this guy's doing. I'm just curious where this is going to end up. I only have seen Azamina like once or twice before. So I'm not like an expert on how they play. I do know that their fusion spell can get up to some shenanigans, though. Like it barely has a cost to it or something like that. Something to that effect. Reveal enemy fusion. Every 4 levels, send a spoils from hand over field to the graveyard. So yeah, so basically he can like fusion summon level 4 Azamina for free. Alright. Well, my opponent didn't do much. Now I got 2 of these boys. Great, now I have to choose between my children. Alright, but since we already did the Dreadroot, I'm going to go for attempt the Eraser, at least. You know, because I've already summoned the Dreadroot, so it's like, yeah, go ahead, go for the Eraser. We'll see where this goes. Get ourselves our Sarko. Get me another draw, please be a danger. Yeah, it's exactly what we want to see. What are you going to do, Drolly Locky Birdie me? Possibly. I said that, but I also didn't want it to happen. All right. Well, that is unfortunate indeed. There goes my danger engine. That is unfortunate, but we'll just have to see where this goes. Again, I can still go for the eraser. Maybe not the best dude to go for right now. Maybe Dreadroot would have been better, but I've already summoned Dreadroot. I could summon the Dreadroot any time in the world. You know, today is a day to summon out one god after the next. That's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and let's special summon the guys now, just in case. Just in case this guy's waiting to bait me. We'll get out Imseti here. Let's see. So that gets destroyed, bad things happen to you. Understood. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, this'll work. We'll summon out all of our Horus boys. And we'll go for one more Horus boy in a second just to get all the boys on the board. And we should be pretty reasonable here. The Wicked Eraser is a tricky guy to use. You know, because if he does get destroyed, he does nuke everything on the board. But thankfully, because of King Sarko, our boys can't be destroyed by stuff that doesn't target them. So, you know, I can, like, summon out all of these Horuses. And then, let's see, I'll probably leave happy, knowing the potential to get nuked. Knowing that, I might need to just attack, honestly. I might have to save the Wicked Erase for next turn, honestly. As much as I want to do it right this second, I don't think now is a good time. I think I'd rather just attack my opponent first. Illusion spellcasters, they can't be destroyed by opponent's card effects. I can still punch it in the face, though, right? Yeah. Oh? Oh, right, he can, return this to the hand to bring it back, right? Bring back that one. Yeah, so I'd love to continue attacking, thank you. I'm just gonna attack with Duamfe, it doesn't matter. I don't really care if I do damage right now, it's more of just, like, getting rid of these cards. I'd rather use my Sarko on this, though. Because if this gets destroyed, it does get him more stuff. That's the neat thing about the Horus package, but we don't care about that stuff. What I care about is bringing out the Wicked Eraser, which is what we're gonna do in a second after I hit my opponent really hard. Yeah, I think this will work. I think that'll work just fine. So here's what we're going to do before we end our turn. We're going to summon out Xenophon the Sky Prison. It's a pretty neat dude, because I can detach a material from this, and my opponent will be able to special summon from the grave next turn. I have a feeling that's going to be a big important thing. Oh, wait. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oops. Okay, I messed. I shouldn't have gone for Xenophon at all. It's okay. It's okay. We're still going to go for the Wicked Eraser, provided they don't, like, surrender or something. Okay, Nightmare's Apprentice, cool. I do like the Illusion bunch. No, I'm good. I do have my Metal Reflect Slime. We will need it soon. It is very important to our plays. Alright. But yeah, I should have distributed the 3, brought out the Eraser. Yeah, he'll get destroyed. But Happy would live, and I get to recover the Sarko. That was my plan, but then I'm like, well, maybe if we just don't allow Graveyard. Now look how that helped us. Not at all, because my opponent doesn't care about the Graveyard right now. They got plenty of other things. Alright. Start Azamina. Shuffle it back. Don't you love a fusion spell with barely any cost that you can just recover by recovering your stuff? That's modern. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! That's Yu-Gi-Oh, man. Now we need, like, I don't know, a ritual that ritual summons itself by proving that you're playing the game or something like that. Like, I'm the player, therefore I can ritual summon Bambi the Magnificent in attack mode. Something like that. Alright, SP the Little Knight. Cool. Let's go for Metal Reflect Slime here. Yeah, he can use SP Little Knight, but that's like a bad idea for him to do. Because I have all my boys on the board. You know, if y'all don't know how the Horuses work, you know, if he removes them from the board, their effects are going to go off. I mean, granted, it's just Happy. Everyone hits Duamfe. It's just a thing. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and get back my Horus boys. Or not my Horus boys, but my Dangerous boys. I'm just gonna get these two back. Thank you. All right, and we're pretty set. We're sitting pretty. You know what I mean? Soon we'll summon out the Wicked Eraser. And then it's gonna be lights out, sir. Lights out indeed. So, no! I was gonna Wicked Erase. I was prepared to Wicked. Aw, that just stinks. That stinks. Unfortunate. I was just about to go for my Egyptian God Slime. I don't care if this would only have 1,000 attack points. I don't care. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that's what our deck is trying to... We're just trying to build a board and tribute summon. People see the Horuses and they get spooked. Understandable. But it's not what we're trying to do here. No, we're just trying to summon the Wicked Gods. So, unfortunate that the Racer missed his opportunity to taste blood. But we have time for one more duel today. Let's go right into it and see where this goes. Alrighty, everybody, our fourth and final opponent, the Last Chance of Romance. We've seen the Dreadroot, seen the Avatar. Not at all. We've seen the Eraser, but we haven't seen the Avatar, which is a little unfortunate because that's like my favorite one. I almost made like the whole deck around my big ball buddy, but not today. Not today, I don't think. Alright. Let's just go ahead and just keep things simple this first turn. Much as I'd like to discard everybody, I do want to try and keep the slime for later. I'd like to try to keep the slime around. We'll see where that goes. We're going to go ahead and just bring out all of the monsters that we can. The slime is very important for going into, like, you know, our Egyptian god slime. That's kind of what we keep it around for. We're going to keep him in our hand for now. We'll start yugioh next turn. We'll start yugioh next turn. We just need a turn to, like, gather resources as we do. So we'll get Happy in the graveyard. Happy's always good for getting our resources back. And Duamdwe, he's just really good as just, like, bait, really. Everyone hits this guy because he does draw you a bunch of cards. If, you know, if my opponent got rid of Sarko, I would draw 3 cards right now. That's kind of why people hit him first. But that's okay, because I don't need Duamdwe to draw me cards as much as I'd like to. Not a big deal. What is this? Star Seraph. Star Seraph? Oh my goodness, it's been forever since I've seen these dudes. I played one of these the last 100 days, actually. I don't remember exactly what we were doing, but I remember we played this at some point. Then a Star Seraph monster to end attack. Either the monster's attacked at the end of the turn. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head how Star Seraph work. I know they're rank 4 based. They're all like light fairies. And they have a lot of swarming abilities and things. I know there's a throne and a scepter and a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with them. So, we'll see. I mean, he might just go for, like, Baguska, which won't hurt me or in any way, shape, or form, but, you know, it is a thing. Alright, so what are you going to do? Make Baguska? No, you're going to make Silent Honor Arc. Alright. You're gonna battle into me. Why would you do this? I will simply send you to the graveyard. Don't do that. You're not gonna be happy if you do that. I mean, I understand, because that is the way to get rid of the horses. You're supposed to beat over them. That's kind of why... Let's see, what is this doing? I'm sorry, my friend. I have to send you to the graveyard. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it to you. Oh. I was already going to rage to that. Oh, hey! Divine Evolution. A card I wish was a searcher, but unfortunately it is not a searcher. It is not. It does make my monsters bigger, and it's really good on Dreadroot. Not so much the other two. That's the thing about Evolution. It's really good on the Dreadroot, but not the other two. It's kind of weird how, you know, Konami did the support for these boys. But yeah, we'll go for our Yugioh. Come on, baby. As much as I could summon the Dreadroot right now, that's like our whole shtick. No. I'm just gonna send these 3 to the grave for now. And we're gonna activate our Mound of the Bound Creator. Even though the Wicked Gods, they are not divine monsters, they are still level 10. So the Mound of the Bound Creator does still work for them. Also, we do always want to put Guardian Slime somewhere he will not gain attack. Because if he gains attack, he can't do this. So We'll summon out the Egyptian god slime. And let's see. Okay, here's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do some snarky here. We're gonna have to, because I need the wicked somebody. Much as I don't want it to be Dreadroot, I'll take Dreadroot again if I have to. But I really just need to get somebody else on the board. I've got my main tribute boy. We have to try again. Using 4 monsters. Go for Saryuja 2. Do it again. Okay, hold on. No, this works. This works. So we're going to send these 3 back to the deck. Because I have my 3-eyed ghost now. So that's good. I can use this, bring out the ghost. Very good. So we've got the 3-eyed ghost. I'm going to send him to the graveyard. And I get to search out my giant bowling ball of doom. Alrighty. And thankfully my opponent didn't, like, surrender during all of that. But we'll put this over here, which is a terrible place to put it now that I think about it, because relinquished animal is a thing. But for the next 2 turns, my opponent can't play any spell cards, or trap cards for that matter. So we're good. And a Wicked Avatar, he's my favorite guy. I don't know about it, but I don't know what it is. I had one of these when I was a kid. It was the coolest card ever. It was so cool. But that is the main idea. Like the slime and all that. That is our tribute engine. Hey, I summoned the Horus. Did the Horus do much other than being Saryujas? No, they did not. Alright, so now my opponent is going to do other things, but they can do all they want. It don't matter. You know, the Avatar's already done his shtick. My opponent can't use spell traps for 2 turns. Even if he leaves the board, they can't get rid of him. The only way to beat him is to, like, use monster effects. That's the one weakness, but that's what the Man of the Bound Creator is for. He can't target me, can't destroy me, can't beat over me. So, I suppose if he had Underworld Goddess, he could get rid of me that way. Well, it's a tricky thing in this situation for my opponent to get rid of the Wicked Avatar. That's what we want to see. I'm not even going to go for the Horses after, unless I draw into the Dreadroot or the Arather or something. I'm not going to do that. So what is this? Ah, I see. You're going to go for Utopia, man. I see. Not that will help you, because you still can't play your spells. I admire your compassion, my friend, but it will not work. You can't use spells of anything, any sort. And my Wicked Avatar, he's just going to keep getting bigger. You know? Whoever's on the board, he will always be bigger than what else is on the board. Now, granted... Okay, you can get rid of that one, okay. Who is this one? Utopia Prime. What does this one do? Let's see. Destroy as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible. Banish them. Inflict 300 damage to your opponent for everything. Oh. Never mind. I was about to say you were going to nuke my board, but never mind. Because you could actually have done that, but chose not to. Okay. No! Saryuja! He was my only friend. He made this possible. Yeah, you're going to detach your materials to make this thing bigger, right? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's certainly one way to get rid of Saryuja Skull Dread. Okay. I gotta remind myself, did I put the 3rd Saryuja in here? No. That's fine. What do I have in here to do? Yeah, let's just beat over for now. Maybe I'll be forced to go into the Horuses again in a minute, because I don't have a monster to summon. I'm hoping to top deck into a mother flippin' Dreadroot or Eraser or somebody. Yeah, you go ahead, try that. It won't work. Give it a shot. It ain't gonna work. Alrighty, but we're in a really good spot because I can still play my spell traps. My opponent can't. But yeah, this is the whole point of the Wicked Avatar. Put him on the board. He's bigger than everybody. You get him with Mound, your opponent is gonna have a hard time dealing with that. We're gonna have a hard time dealing with the Wicked Avatar with the Man of the Bound Creator. And there's that chair. Let's see. Normal summon a Star Seraph. Summon it. Draw a card. Summon a if it's a spell Seraph. Okay. Spell Seraph. That's a different archetype. The Star Seraphs, of course. All right. And you special wait. There we go. I was about to say, yeah, this is special summoning that guy. This might have missed timing. Hard to say. Let's see. Exceed monster using 3 more monster material. Has material, monster special summon, draw a card. Cool. So this is a really good card for going first, but not so much here, I don't think. Depending on what he's going into. Hard to say. Ah! It's the actual boss. Target face-up monster, have its attack, and negate its effect. Ah, but you can't target me. Sorry, my brother, but you can't do that sort of thing. But you can play your spells again, so that's cool. Alright, oh, we have to do it. We have to do it. Ba-doo-ba-doo, we have to do it. Let's see. No. See, the main reason I'm putting these in defense mode, if my opponent sees me put these in attack mode, they're gonna, like, surrender and stuff. I don't want them to do that when I'm in the middle of trying to do combos. Alright, so, using these three. Smell of defeat, it's the Wicked Eraser. Alrighty, this ought to be game right here, because I'm just going to put this boy on the board, and that way I at least have some more attack points. And let's go ahead and battle phase. So the Wicked Eraser is not going to be the guy. Actually, the final blow is going to go to Eraser, which is very appropriate, because he didn't get to do anything last duel. That will beat over the Seraph Sentry. Or we're going to attempt to destroy this guy, never mind. Never mind. That is a tricky situation. Because... yeah. I guess. Okay, now you're able to... Okay, now the duel ain't over yet. I didn't know he could protect himself like that. I didn't know he could do that sort of thing. Because Wicked Eraser does... He only gets attacked when my opponent has more monsters and stuff. And if he does get destroyed, I do lose everything. So I should probably play this now. Just in case. Just in case, because this will nuke my board. Now, it will not nuke who's on the board, but it will lose me my spells and stuff. Now, unfortunately, Dwarf's Way won't work there, but that's fine. Let's go ahead for the end there. I tried Eraser. I tried to have you do stuff. But at least you got to see him nuke stuff. That's his whole deal. So, actually did pretty dang good today. I have to say. So, some days you go into casual, and the casual deck works pretty good. Other days it doesn't. But today was our day. Let's go ahead for the end screen. We'll talk more about the deck there. Alrighty, everybody. There you go. The Advent of the Wicked Gods somehow went 4-0. Did not expect it to do half as good as that. But sometimes you go on EDO Pro, and you're playing a casual deck, and other people play casual decks too. Sometimes they don't. It all depends on what day it is and what time it is and what people are playing. But we hit it right at that moment where we were able to get everything out that we wanted to do. So I'm happy as right punch that we got to do all the Wicked God stuff. We summoned each of the Wicked Gods. We got to do all of that. We even got two of them on the board at the same time, which is really hard to do. But thankfully the Horse Engine, as much as I think they're still kind of a meta thing, it's funny that they're able to help out a silly little old archetype like these guys. So I'm happy for that. I really am. So we got everybody out that we wanted to do. We summoned out each of the Wicked Gods. We summoned out the Horus Boys to do stuff. The Danger Boys did stuff. We got the Three-Eyed Ghost to do stuff. You know, end of the day, we got to do pretty much everything this deck wants to do. And I'm happy to see that it worked. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did enjoy it, smack the like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't. We're still aiming for 1,000 subs. We need 110 by the end of the 100 days. That'll make me happy. It will. So here's the deck list for everybody who's curious about what we were playing today. Give this deck a shot. Have a good old time. Have fun with your buddies. You know, you don't have to be toxic or nothing playing Horse. You can use them to do silly stuff. So for our main deck today, we have 2 copies of the Wicked Dreadroot, 2 of the Wicked Avatar, and 2 of the Eraser. For all that variety and stuff, if you want to focus on one or the other, just take out one of whoever you least want to play and put one in of whoever you want to play most. 3 copies of the Guardian Slime for making our slime in the... send this guy from the board, summon out the Egyptian God Slime, get 3 tributes, all that good stuff. We have, of course, the Horus package, which is 3 Seti and 1 of each of the other dudes. That's the engine. You don't really need 2 of these guys unless you're playing like a lot of level 8s or something like that. Speaking of level 8s, we have 3 copies of Danger Bigfoot, which is just a really nice monster to pop cards when he gets discarded by his own effect, or just builds up more boards. You know, that's the whole deal with the Dangers. 3 copies of Danger Nessie for summoning itself, drawing cards, or just adding other dangers to the hand. 1 Chupacabra. We got 2 copies of Tsuchinoko, 2 copies of Jackalope. These are all just for building all the monsters on the board. It's random as heck with the dangers, but that's what makes them fun to play. And lastly, we have the 3 copies of the 3-Eyed Ghost. Just send into the graveyard, search out any of the Wicked Boys. It's really dang useful. Uses up your normal summon unless you go for Saryuja, but that's just what it is. We got 2 copies of Allure of Darkness for draws, because we have a lot of darks in this deck. 2 Divine Evolution, which is a nice spell to give one of our Wicked Gods 1,000 attack, prevent their effects from being negated, and if they attack, your opponent has to ditch one of their cards to the grave by their choice, so it's really nasty. It doesn't really work as well for Avatar. It kind of works for Eraser, but it's really more of a Dreadroot card more than anything else, but it's still useful on the other 2 on occasion. 1 copy of Call by the Grave. I wish it was at 2 to stop all the hand traps, but no, it is at 1. 2 copies of King Sarko, because while the Horuses are a big thing in this deck, they're not the be-all, end-all. So we play it at 2. 2 copies of Bound Creator to make our Avatar and our Dreadroot and our Eraser untargetable and indestructible. 2 copies of Metal Reflect Slime to go alongside the Guardian Slime, just in case we don't get Slime for whatever reason. This card is helpful. There's other cards too, but I don't like to play them. So as for the extra deck, we have 3 copies of the Egyptian God Slime. Really good card. It counts as 3 tributes. It's easy to summon by ditching one of the slimes to the graveyard. Can't be beaten in battle. Prevents your opponent from attacking anything but itself. Can't target anything but itself. Really nice card. We have things like Draglubion and Numeran Dragon alongside with our Hope Harbinger. If you just need 2 level 8s on the board and then you need to go for big damage, that's an option. Things like Dingirzu for protection from field nukes, including our own Wicked Eraser, as well as just sending my opponent's cards to the graveyard, so that's a nice thing indeed. Good old Sanaphon, the Sky Prison, I really like, because it stops my opponent from graveyard messing around during my turn. So it's a nice little thing to do. Or not so much my turn, but during their turn. You know, you set this thing up, activate its effect, your opponent can't summon from the graveyard for a turn. Next turn, you can summon your Horse Boys anyway. So, really nasty card if your opponent's really caring about their graveyard setup. We have 1 copy of Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Really put some more use into those Horus Boys, especially if my opponent has just big, nasty boss monster on the board. 3 copies Saryuja, because the whole point of the Horuses is for tribute fodder and Saryuja spam. That's what we need them to do, and that's what they do good. 1 Blackluster Soldier, if we just happen to need a big link on the board. If we somehow lose all of our Wicked Gods somehow. It's just an alternative sort of boss monster. 1 SP Little Knight in case our hands are absolutely terrible or the dangers don't want to be our friends. And then Masquerena to make Underworld Goddess bigger. That's pretty much the only reason I put Masquerena in here. As for the side deck, a couple interesting cards here. I did consider the Casters as an alternate sort of tribute engine in this deck, but the Horuses are much better in this respect. I wanted to try Cash, but honestly, they don't work as well with this deck, but it is an option. We have things like Temple of the Kings, so we can activate Metal Reflect Slime the turn we set it. There's things like the True Sun God, which can just search out Guardian Slime, which is really cool. But it does prevent things that are special summoned from attacking the turn that they are summoned. I don't really want any Floodgates in this deck. You know, that's not really what I want to have in this deck at all, so chose not to play that. If you want to go a little bit more, what's the word? A little less consistent, but a little more focused in this deck. There's things like Ice Jade Tremora, which can be discarded to summon out a water monster from the hand, along with Ice Jade Cradle to search out the Tremora. The only difficulty is that Tremora can't use its effect. I think it was it. You can't use its effect. Or you can't search it out too often with Cradle. That was the thing. You can use it as much as you want, but you're only going to really need it once or twice. So it's a tricky thing. Like, you can search the thing out, but you're not going to get more than 1 search off of it. That's the thing. So Tremora can make the slime a little bit more consistent, less need of Saryuja. But that's really a player's preference. We have a lot of level 8s, things of that nature. We have things like Trade-In, discard level 8, draw 2 cards. Things like Tokusana Shinjokunin, or however you pronounce that, which can ditch level 10s to draw 2 cards as well. Just general draw stuff. But yeah, that is our deck today, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we're taking a look at the Luna deck, which is already pretty much done. I got some snarky combos in there too, so we're gonna see how that's gonna work. But until next time, everybody, This has been your boy, the Memphis XL, right, with the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll see you guys again very soon. Till next time, y'all stay safe and happy, and you have a good one. Take care.